What I do bring at home is tea.
Yes.
But all kinds of teas.
Sometimes on water. That's just a it was feeding to me. You know, great.
Get it up. All right, guys, y'all ready to get started, guys and gals? Maybe a few more people will trickle in.
It was at that meeting in the hotel.
Thank you, ma'am, so much. Very kind of you.
All right, folks, we're going to get started with
Okay,
a
all right.
prayer and a pledge, okay? So I'm going to pray over our meeting and our food right quick. Father, because you first loved us, Father, we always want to pause and acknowledge you, Father, especially before every meal as part of the provision that you provide. I just pray that you'll be with us, Father. I pray everything we do and say will bring you glory. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, pledge. Never have a flag, but look, we got one today. All right, y'all stand and join me in the pledge, guys. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Welcome, everyone. Has everyone signed in? I think so. Members and non-members alike. I've got a couple of special guests that I want to recognize. First is Michael and Lauren. They just moved in from Utah. So I met Lauren a couple months ago. Her mom and I are actually doing a deal together, and we're just anxious to have them and have her and her mom. And so welcome. We hope you guys benefit from being here, and obviously we want you to join. Membership is only $120 a year, $10 a month. It's a heck of a value. You know, you get out of a thing what you put into it. Whether it's a marriage relationship, business partnership, friendship, or membership. So we would love to have you guys. And then Cheyenne and LaJonte are here. I met them just this past week. Larry introduced me to them, and they were at the office this past week. And so Cheyenne is currently an agent, and LaJonte's studying to become an agent, right? So we're glad to have you guys. So I consider y'all my special guests, as I know both of y'all. So glad to have you guys with us. First-time attendees, I think that covered that as well. Buy-sell trade. Typically, we have a buy-sell trade every month, and basically we have a sheet we hand out, but we're going to go sheetless tonight. We're paperless. We're progressing with the times. But basically, buy-sell trade is basically if you have something somewhat real estate related, like Miss Terry has a beautiful stackable washer and dryer, you know, the combo unit, but it's a high capacity, gas, practically brand new. About $1,000 unit. She's got it for sale for $650, and it's in my storage building. I know it's a good one. It's in good shape. So stuff like that, guys. If you have something you want to buy, sell, or trade, you know, furniture, fixtures, equipment, whether it be a property or anything of that nature, here in a minute, just I'll ask you raise your hand, and then we'll let you stand up and tell what you have. Okay. Typically, we fill out a sheet, so be keeping that in mind, and we'll circle back around to that in a minute. Secretary's report. Our secretary is not here, but do we have any information from Miss Nancy? No?
No.
That's okay. We get to skip right past that.
Nancy said she sends her regrets, but her husband has visitors from New York, and she had to have dinner with them.
Yeah, we understand.
Business.
Yeah. Treasurer's report is next. Our CPA that's been serving as our treasurer, he's getting ready to retire, so he's slowly resigning from other extracurricular activities. So we're looking for a treasurer. If anyone here has a disposition toward numbers and wants to take on that role, we would love to visit with you. Or if you know of a CPA or a bookkeeper that may benefit from us or us from them, please let us know. That treasurer, you also, I think, comes with a seat on the board as well. But the treasury report I got right now from our CPA, we have $12,201 in the bank as of June the 30th. So it's just a few weeks behind the end of last quarter. Profit and loss, January through June, is a net income of $24.73. So these sheets are here if you guys want to look at it. I don't know how to read the profit and loss. I should, but that's why we have those guys to help us out with that. What did I do in my cheat sheet, y'all? I mean, it was just here. How in the world? Aha. Blue cards. Guys, these blue cards are for suggestions. If there's a topic that you're interested in learning about, or an issue that you're having, or you want to advance your knowledge in some way, guys, please write down on this card what you want to talk about. And if you want to, you don't have to, put your name on the back, because at the Christmas party, whoever turns in the most suggestions in the suggestion box is going to get a freshly printed $100 bill. Well, not freshly printed, but you know, a fresh, crisp $100 bill. So we will pay you for your suggestions. That is a shameless bribe to get you to give us the suggestions. Otherwise, you're at the mercy of the board and the mercy of me, and you know, that's not necessarily a good place to be. But fill it out, put it in the bucket back there, and we will absolutely bring it up and bring you as much information on that particular topic as we can. Tommy Black is one of our legislative liaisons. He's got a brief update with the city of Shreveport and the council, some changes there, so we'd like to recognize Tommy Black, please, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Tommy Black. I've been a member of SBREIA for several years now, and I'm a Louisiana legislative liaison, as well as here for the city of Shreveport or any other government facilities responsible for real estate. There are some recent changes, upcoming changes, depending with the city of Shreveport City Council. Yvette Fuller, who was the council chairperson, she is not running for her seat again, so that'll be unfilled, as well as John Nicholson. As it currently stands, Fuller is classified as a Democrat, Nicholson is a Republican. Those items or tags are useful sometimes. Me per se, I generally vote for the person who votes for me. So if you're Democrat and vote for me, I vote for you. If you're Republican and vote for me, I vote for you. And I try to contribute to both parties if I can. So you got to have a foot sometimes in both parties sometimes. That's just how the game is played. That being said, their term, I think, ends in December of this year. So I'm not sure whether or not they're going to complete their term. It seems as though that they will, because they'll have an unexpired term and that the governor will have to appoint somebody. So that would throw the balance of the committee, the council off a little bit. So it looks like they're going to complete their term and not run again for another term in their positions. That being said, we just have to monitor the upcoming elections and the candidates to see which candidate is in line with our views as far as real estate is concerned. However, whenever you have a new candidate, you have an empty slate, meaning that they may or may not have a position on real estate. The issue that we're concerned about now is the residential registry. That's the main issue that we have pending before the MPC. So if we have two candidates, we got to do our due diligence to try to talk to the candidates, to try to fill them out, what position they are. I'm sure they'll get counsel from other members on the city council, but generally speaking, I try to get, if I can, try to get in there and introduce myself as well as SBREIA and some of the issues that we're concerned about that are pending before them during the commission. So I'll be monitoring that. The MPC, which is the Shreveport Metropolitan Commission, they hadn't posted anything about our issue on residential registry on their website, which is a good thing. So we can count upon 8 months without having to pay a registration fee for each one of our properties. In New Orleans, something similar happened in New Orleans where it came before the board, they tabled it, or they remanded it back to the MPC, and it sort of died on the vine. But it's still there. All it takes for them is a vote to put it back, and then we have to deal with it again. So we're watching those things that come along, and I keep everybody updated. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Black.
you.
Appreciate you so much. Buy-sell trade, anybody have anything other than a very nice white stackable washer and dryer gas? The crazy price of $650? Go Larry, what you got?
I have an assignment of contract. The address on this particular property is 907 McCausland. Forgive me if I'm saying that incorrectly. McCausland, McCausland Street. That's in Mendon. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 980 square feet. Right now, ARV, as I calculated, is around 109, but we're asking $59,000 for it with roughly $15,000 in repairs on it. If anyone's interested, I have the information here. You give me a phone number, I'll shoot you a text. It'll have the link so you can view the pictures of it. And then we can talk later on after this if you have any additional questions you want answered. So.
Thank you. Great price point, guys. If you're looking for your first potential investment property, 59 and 15 is what, 74 over a 109 value. You're at a less than 70% LTV, so that would be a good property in Mendon if you don't mind making the drive. Mendon's a wonderful, wonderful town to be a part of. So thank you, Larry. Anybody else have anything for sale, for trade, buy, any of the above? Let's take care of a couple of housekeeping issues, guys. This pertains to our bylaws. The board met, ladies and gentlemen, Aubrey. As she takes care of y'all, y'all take care of her, please. Wonderful, precious mom, getting married October the 8th to Ethan that used to work here, and we're just happy for them. So,
Thank you.
so refills? As long as you interrupted me, girl.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were singing like that, my bad. Okay, well,
So the board met last Wednesday, and we're making a couple of changes to the bylaws. And so when you change the bylaws, it's a big deal. So in an effort to be transparent, we wanted to kind of share some of the things that we discussed as far as the bylaws go. Article 3.3 just has to do with annual dues, and in summary, basically right now when someone joins, their fiscal year starts and it runs to the day before next year. But to make it simple, guys, we're just going to change to a calendar year. Everyone's on the same calendar year. That way we don't have to keep up with who joined when. Very small change, but we just want to share that with you. 4.1 has to do with management of corporate affairs. The affairs of the association shall be managed and conducted by a board of directors of not fewer than 7 and not more than 14 directors. So we do have a board, guys, which is representative of the group as a whole. And I want to announce the board members. I think 6 of them are here this evening. So they're available to you guys if you have questions, comments, concerns. I want you to know who they are. Nancy Nelson, who is not here. Brother Tommy Black, who you met. Dolores Smith is not here. Miss Julie Bennett, our Vice President. Miss Patricia Presley. Joe Worley, who is not here. Marcus Persley, Terry Olivier, and myself. So we have 9 board members, and the bylaws call between 7 and 14. So we're at a good number there. We have an odd number, which is always a good thing on the board in case we have to vote on something, and we always have a tie-breaking vote. Due to upcoming changes, people moving and things like that, there may be a couple of board positions open up. So if you guys have a desire to serve on the board, there's really no criteria other than just volunteering. It's a great way to learn and get some insight into the running of the operation. We would love to have you guys submit your name as a potential board member. Article 6.1, the nominating committee shall consist of at least 3 members of the board of directors. And so as a board of directors, you can raise your hand to serve on the nominating committee, which will nominate board directors and different appointments throughout the year. And guys, if I'm misstating any of this we talked about that was in the meeting, please correct me. 8.1, filling vacancies. Vacancy in any office because of death, resignation, removal, disqualification, incapacity, or any other cause may be filled by a majority vote of the board of directors. Right now we have a treasurer, a position open for a treasurer. So again, if you guys know someone that has that natural disposition, please keep us in mind. If it's you, we're certainly interested in visiting with you about it, about serving as the treasurer. And I think that's it that I have as far as my notes go. Is there anything else, guys, y'all can think of that we discussed? So again, in order to be transparent, we always want the members to know what the board is doing on behalf of the group as a whole.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
With the move to a fiscal or regular calendar year for dues and things of that nature, is there going to be a prorated or a grandfathering in for someone who, let's just say they joined in September and continue to January?
Yeah.
That 3 to 4 month period.
Do any of the board members recall, Ms. Terry,
Yeah, I
please?
do. Yeah, we have it set like in July, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, it's, you wouldn't, like if you joined tonight, you wouldn't pay the full, the full amount.
120, yeah, just prorated. Yeah, I thought we had discussed
Yeah.
prorating, so that's a great
Well,
question.
yeah, I think the board had done that years ago.
Yes, ma'am. Good deal. Thank you. Thank you, Larry. Any other questions? All right, guys, to the meat of the matter. Tonight, you guys are in for a real treat. I say that every month, but I really mean it this month. The guy speaking to you all night, he's young, can't be a day over 27, cool, hip. I'm kind of giving it away. I mean, I'm the speaker, so I'll just go ahead and tell you, y'all are stuck with me tonight. Nothing I just said is true. Hey guys, I'm gonna pass these around. This is the 318 forum. Just to kind of get an idea of who we are, we have a double truck page ad here. And we'll take this one and go that way, okay? And y'all can just kind of eyeball a little bit. And then this is this month, or they're a bi-monthly every other week. This is the one that just came out last week, and we have a little wrap on this one, so you guys can kind of take a look at that, just to kind of get an idea of who we are, since I'm speaking, not only representing the group as president, but basically our business model and what we do. So, get your calculators out. Get your thinking caps on. And if you're not wowed with real estate by the time you leave here, I'm going to suggest make a beeline to CVS and have your pulse checked. Because this business will absolutely take control of your emotions. It is that much fun. We're only limited by how creatively we can think. So tonight we're talking about creative financing. I know a lot of you guys have heard about creative financing when you structure a deal, but creative financing when you sell a deal is even better. You know, you make your money when you buy, based on how you buy, you collect it when you sell, but the way you sell can add a couple of commas and zeros to that bottom line. If I ask you guys to name our sensory factors, who in here, just with those two words, knows what our sensory factors are as human beings? Anybody yet? They're our most basic form of input. Yes, Robert?
Yeah, 5.
5 senses.
Yes.
Can you name all 5 of them?
She goes taste, smell. I was going to go the other way. Hearing, sight, touch.
There you go. And you didn't even look at the board. I was looking at you to make sure. That's why he's wearing the white shirt instead of the head of the table. Yeah, he's the guy you want to hang out with, obviously. So our 5 sensory factors: see, smell, taste, touch, and hear. Okay, most of us, Lord willing, are blessed with those. Have you ever heard of our higher faculties? Anyone know what our higher faculties are? As humans, we're the only living species that has higher faculties, and they're basically a gift granted from God. But our higher faculties, guys, are memory, will, reason, intuition, perception, and creative imagination. And I'm a student of the mind. I love studying the mind, and so this is what these definitions are very briefly. I'm just fascinated by this. Memory. We have an amazing ability to record to memory everything we've ever seen, read, heard, or experienced. Everything is in our brain. It is our ability to recall wherein lay our capabilities and limitations. Aristotle said the memory is ascribed to the soul. This is to say that our memories are forever with us. So everything you've ever read, seen, heard, or experienced, guys, is stored in your brain. It's our ability to recall. Our will is what drives us to achievement. Will is the power of control the mind has over its own actions, purposes, or determinations. President John Kennedy asked Dr. Wernher von Braun, who's the father of rocket technology, what will it take to send a man to the moon and return him safely to Earth? Von Braun's answer, the will to do so. Will is what drives us to achievement. Reason is our basis for cause, as for some belief. The mental power is used in forming conclusions or sound judgments and good sense. In short, reason is simply our ability to deduce. Intuition is best described as the direct perception of truth, fact, etc. Independent of any reasoning, intuition stands on its own merit of findings based on keen and quick insight. Put simply, intuition is our first thought, our first impression. Perception. With our perception, we can foresee an outcome. It provides for cognition or cognitive understanding. It also helps us view things differently. When you change the way you look at something, what you look at changes. And finally, creative imagination. Our creative imagination allows us to not only dream, but provide an avenue to our dreams, taking us to new heights. Through our imagination, we can envision where we want to go or the person we want to become. Once we can imagine it, we can then work to achieve it. But first, we must see it, if only in the eye of our imagination. If we can see it in our head, we can hold it in our hand. Creative imagination. That's what we're focusing on tonight, guys, is being creative. Guys, we're creative beings created by the Creator. We were designed to create. And so we're going to create some fun real estate deals in some exponentially large numbers. So this is who we are, guys. This is our company, Certified Affordable Housing Provider, Path to Home Ownership. We buy apartments, houses, and land. We have a couple of websites there. So guys, first of all, affordable housing is not cheap houses, nor is it low-end rentals. Affordable housing basically is what the family can afford. And we make ownership obtainable through our Path to Home Ownership program. We're going to cover a little bit of that this evening. So, you know, whenever you're involved in real estate, there's a couple of different things you can do with your product. You can rent, right? You can sell. Those are the two extremes. You can rent it, make income for a lifetime, or you can sell it and get paid one big, lump sum. But there's multiple things you can do in the middle, just like that bridge shows. There are all these pieces of the puzzle. There's multiple things that you can do between renting and selling outright. I call it sell while you hold and hold while you sell. And I love the strategy. I think you're going to find out why in just a second. So our Path to Home Ownership, guys, this is a formal program that we're engaged in. It's kind of hard to see, maybe, or to read, but you can start out as a renter, depending on your cash and credit history. You can start out as a renter, rent to own, agreement for deed, which is owner financing, and then the ultimate is top to top, platinum member, where you get bank financing after you've improved your credit. So what we're known for is helping families get into homes. They're tired of throwing their money away on rent. They want to see their money go towards something, but maybe they don't have the credit now to qualify. So our Path to Home Ownership is offered to families or individuals that want to become a homeowner, but don't quite have the ability to qualify for financing. And so there's several different levels that you can engage in. Now, we don't offer the rentals at all. We start with the rent to own. When COVID hit, the court shut down. I mean, some of you guys may experience this, months and months and months of not getting paid, and we could take no action. And so I don't do rentals at all. So our first is our rent to own. So our rent to own is best described as it takes 3.75% down. So again, our families don't have the credit to buy now. They want to enter into a rent to own program. So with 3.75% down, you can get into the rent to own program. So if you don't have credit, you have to have cash. If you don't have cash, you have to have credit. You have to have cash or credit to do anything in this world. You got to have one of the two. But for us, it's only 3.75% down, $100,000 house, $3,750 down. You're approved and you're in the program. So 3.75% down, 100% is applied toward the purchase price. 15% of each monthly payment is applied toward the principal balance. Now 15% doesn't seem like a lot, but that's very gracious. That's more than what you're going to receive principal pay down on a 5% amortized loan. So each month you're there, you owe less and less. Each month you're there, we help you improve your credit more and more. As you continue to live in the house and you grow your down payment, you can progress up to the ladder for agreement for deed, which is in-house financing. In Louisiana, it's a bond for deed or in-house financing. 10% down required for that. If you want to get owner finance, we'll actually give you the deed. 10% down is required. 100% is applied toward the purchase price. Now you have a fully amortizing loan with principal pay down, and you get the tax benefits of the interest deduction. So at the end of every year, we'll send you a 1098 and you can deduct the interest portion of your payment that you made, just like you had a loan from the bank, but it's in-house. You don't have to jump through all these hoops to qualify. Basically 10% down and a couple of small questions to answer, quick questions to answer, and you're off and running. And then as you continue to grow your credit while you live there, guys, obviously the ultimate is pop the top with traditional bank financing. And we're going to show you how each one of these work very, very briefly and what it can produce for you as an investor. So our path to home ownership, guys, it also provides pride of ownership, because now you're a homeowner. Instead of renting, you're a homeowner. Our homeowners are tickled to death. Without us, they're going to be in that rental pool. Now they're homeowners. Their money is going toward their home. 100% of their down payment, a portion of their monthly payment, every month is going toward their home. The benefits to the buyer, they get to enjoy the use of the home when they qualify to buy it. Their money's paid goes toward the purchase price. We help them rebuild their credit. We can offer 1, 2, or 3 year term, depending on how much time they need to overcome whatever hiccups they have in the history of their credit. So creative financing, here's a couple of live deals, guys. This is the first 2 deals are offers that we made last week. We made 3 offers last week. All 3 were accepted. This is one of the 3 over on Manor Place. It's a split level home, 4 bedroom, 3 bath with an office with its own entrance into the home. So it's kind of a cool home office setup. 2,462 square feet over in Southern Hills. It's a perfect fix and flip. You know, buy low, fix up, sell high. But it's a perfect fix and flip because it needs a lot of work. And it's priced good for a fix and flip. Nothing really that creative about a fix and flip. Everyone understands that model for the most part with all the HGTV shows and programs. So I can acquire this thing basically for the loan balance of $110,000. I can put $80,000 in it, and that red asterisk, we're going to come and visit that in just a minute. So for a total of funding of $190, I can buy this asset and then probably sell it for about $300. Matter of fact, our realtor says just under $300 we could get for this house in Southern Hills. So if I want to get creative with that, this is what I would do, and this is what we did do Friday, and we got a thumbs up on it, and already put it under contract this week, or today, I mean. So instead of paying off the debt of $110,000, she just wants to move. You know, she can't afford it anymore. She's had a stroke. She can't keep up with it anymore. It's her and her daughter living there. And her name is Miss Margie. Miss Margie, instead of writing you a check for $110 and then spending another $80 on it, that's $190,000. That's a lot of out of pocket. Would you let me just take over your debt? I can start making the payments. You can move out at a time of your convenience. She wants $2,000 to move. Would you allow me to do that? Just take over the debt. She said, absolutely. My pain is a payment. My pain is I can't keep up with the house anymore, and I just want to move on with life. But obviously, I can't vacate my home and let my credit go down. So instead of having to raise $110, we're just going to pay $967 a month on a subject to. Well, does everyone here know what a subject to is? If you've heard me speak, you know what a subject to is. We're going to cover it real briefly. But so now my capital raise, guys, really is only $80K. Okay, I don't need the $110 to buy it because I'm just taking over the debt. So my capital raise is $80K. I actually only need $65,000 for the renovation. And then the extra $15,000 is going to give us a year's worth of payments, $967 in the bank, and allow us to write the seller a check for $2,000. So we're only got to borrow $80 instead of $190. That's a much easier capital raise than the $190. So a subject to, for those of you who don't know what a subject to is, just real briefly, a couple of slides on that. Sellers who simply deed away their property as an act to rid themselves of the source of stress they associate with the property. We take ownership through the deed, subject to the underlying debt which remains in place with the owner lender. So I own the house as if I pay cash for it, guys, but the debt stays in their name at their bank. So if I don't make the payment, it doesn't affect my credit, it affects theirs. Obviously, we're going to make the payment because morally, ethically, contractually, legally, we've told them we're going to make the payment. And if you do that, guys, you got to make the payment. That's just the right thing to do. But the debt is in their name at their bank. I own the house as if I paid cash for it, but the debt still encumbers the bank. I just make the payment. Now, if I don't make the payment, it affects their credit, not mine. But if I don't make the payment, I lose my asset. So I'm going to make the payment. So it's literally a free house, guys. Someone, they just give you their house and they walk away like Miss Margie is doing. Why would someone do this? These are some of the reasons that we've ran into. We've done each one of these multiple times now. Benefits to the seller: you get immediate stress debt relief. It saves their credit and allows them to move on with life. Those are the benefits to the seller. Again, when we get the deed, guys, we also get the debt. It encumbers the house. We just service the debt. So creative financing. The creative function on this, guys, was just not paying off the debt, just taking it over. So that's a really cool way to buy, basically, with nothing down. If we sell the house, guys, and we got two options to sell the house. We can flip it and make a cool $67,000 out of $279,000 purchase price. Our realtor says $299,900. I'm being a little bit conservative. Interest rates are going up. We're just pricing it at $279,900. We can make $62,000. We're not going to worry about all this other stuff. We'll cover all this later. But this is just a spreadsheet, internal spreadsheet that we created. On the lease to own, guys, if I hang on to it for 24 months on that path to home ownership, sell the lease to own, I can make $105,000 off of it. So those are our two creative ways to potentially sell. If I flip it, guys, I'm paying capital gains on that 67. If I hang on to it on a 2-year lease to own, you only pay taxes on the money you get that particular year. So it eliminates the capital gains because you've owned it for over 12 months on the lease to own. So that's creative deal number one. Pretty cool, I think. You know, really good profit, really good upside. That's number 1 of 3 from last week. The second one from last week, guys, is on Fairfield Avenue. Corner of Fairfield and Blanchard, I think, is the side street. Parents passed away, the 2 sons have it, they're selling it. They put a for sale sign in the yard. I actually saw it on Zillow. It's rare that I find a deal on Zillow. I found this one on Zillow, immediately made contact with the owners. 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 5,072 square foot, large corner lot, garage apartment, built in 1910. Just a beautiful English Tudor style home. Rooms everywhere, just phenomenal house. Guys, there's an $800,000 organ in that house. It's not just an organ, but the whole room, separate room, has got all the pipes. And y'all know what a xylophone is? With a little ding, ding, ding. There's 2 xylophones on the wall, and you can flip a button on the organ, and the xylophone it'll play the xylophone. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen in a residential home. It is just unbelievable. I can't even describe it. So anyway, really nice house on Fairfield Avenue. They're asking $545,000. So the creative portion of this is owner finance. Well, there's really nothing that creative about owner financing. You know, you just make a proposal to the owner. If they accept it, well, you just got to approve for a loan. So this is our offer. We offered them $500,000, 0 down, 0 interest. And they said yes. We offered to pay them $2,500 a month for 36 months. Off of the $500, that's $90,000 in 36 months. So in 36 months, I owe $410,000. So 100% of my payment each month is going toward the principal. That's a 0 interest loan. So I just said, hey, I'll give you, we typically buy with nothing down. I'll give you $2,500 a month for 36 months, with the 36-month balloon of $410,000. They said yes. They're a pretty motivated seller. These 2 brothers are doing pretty good. They're not doing bad at all, but they understand numbers, and they were just willing to do it. We were just transparent on what we could do, and plus we knew one of them from a prior relationship, so that always helps. So that's the creative offer there. So then they asked about down payment. I said, well, typically I buy with nothing down. And they said, well, we'd like to have a little bit of skin in the game. And I said, well, why don't I do this? Why don't I just pay you up front 12 months worth of payments? You know, so 25 times 12 is $30,000. I'll give you $30,000 down, but then I don't have to make a payment until month 13. And they said, okay, we'll take that. You got skin in the game. So I said, okay, I'm okay with that. So we're paying 12 months in advance, no payment until month 13. Now, all that $30,000 comes off the $500,000, just like the next 30 year 2, the next 30 year 3. So $30,000 down payment, we're going to spend about $50,000 in renovations. My capital raise on that house is going to be $80,000. That's a workable number that we can raise from a private lender. And we're going to sell it at the home ownership, depending on where someone wants to come in, not here. Where someone wants to come in, depending on how much cash they have in credit, we'll sell it to them through our path to home ownership. Now, if I'm selling a property path to home ownership, lease to own or owner financing, I'm not going to sell it what it's worth today. I'm going to have a small markup because I'm providing financing. And I tell my buyers, hey guys, it's just like lease to own furniture, lease to own wheels for your car. I'm going to mark it up a little bit. There's a privilege for ownership through a lease. Same thing here, we're very transparent. You got good credit, you can buy it now for $595. If you need our path home ownership, it's $625 for this particular home. Each time I structure that, guys, we create multiple streams of income. We create down payment, monthly income or monthly spread, and back-end equity. On this particular home, that 3.75% down to get into the lease to own is about $23,000. I just rounded it up to $25,000 down. It's what we will get from a buyer. Our monthly income is $1,515 a month. That's our positive. On a 30-month lease, that's $45,000 in revenue coming in. Our back end on that thing is going to be $93,675 for a total profit of $164,125. I don't have a dime in it. I've got a private loan that I have to pay back for 80 grand, but I don't have a dime in it. We're going to profit $164,125 on that deal. So we bought it creatively, we're selling it creatively through the path home ownership. And there's just kind of the numbers, the 500 that we're buying, 80 from a lender, and again, we're not going to worry with all this thing, we'll get into that one day soon. Let's sell it for $625, our $25,000 down, our $45,000 in monthly revenue. That's over a 30-month period. Our back end, $164,125 is what we're going to make off that house. Yes, ma'am.
So you said you were getting it for $2,500 monthly payment,
Right.
but not until month 13. And you're getting, how much was it, $1,500?
Yeah, our positive cash flow is $1,515. So
Positive cash flow?
positive cash flow. So we're leasing the house out for $3,850 a month. Okay, I think I think I showed that. $3,850 is what we're going to lease at. $25,000 down, $3,850 a month. Okay. We already got a tenant that's already in the apartment, been living there for a while. An elderly couple. I say elderly, they're my age. So I got $605 coming from there, plus the $3,850, so that's $4,355. Minus the $2,500, minus taxes and insurance, minus payment on to the private lender. So I've got $1,515 positive cash flow for 30 months. That gives me $45,000 in revenue over the life of that lease. Now my challenge in 36 months, I have to have them qualified for a loan, so I can pay off that 410 balloon payment. Or do I? When you work with an individual like that, a lot of times they get used to that income, that monthly income coming in, and they like it. You just pick the phone and say, hey, I'm not quite ready. Will you give me 6 months or 12 months? And they say yes, they may say no. They say no, we just move on to plan B. But we've got 36 months to figure it out. And we've made really good revenue off of it up to that point. Fairfield, I'm going to show you my Fairfield Avenue finds so far, this far. So right now we currently own 2760 and 2440 Fairfield. 2760 is just 2 houses down from the English Tudor style home we just showed you. Right next to 2760 is the owner of 2720, the one I just showed you. We met him when we were refurbishing this house. And so we kind of knew him, and that gave us some of the credibility. He saw what we did here, and he knew that we were for real. And it made it easier for them to say yes to our offer. We sold both of those on our Path to Home Ownership program. 2760, we got $30,000 down and $39.95 a month. 2440 Fairfield, we got $20,000 down and $29.95 a month. Our profit, when these things time out at the end of the lease, is $202,510 on Fairfield and $201,630. That's profit, guys. That's after everything. All expenses, private lenders, bank debt, everything. But if we factor in this house, we're about to own number 3 on Fairfield Avenue. Between those 3 houses, guys, it's over $500,000 in profit. Now, all that money's not in my front pocket right now, I'm sorry to say, but it comes to us in down payments, monthly spreads, and back ends. So don't shy away from these big homes. If the numbers scare you, I'll partner with you. I'll be glad to take yes, ma'am.
And you have plenty of path to home ownership people who would, pay $3,000 something dollars.
Well, so that is a higher echelon of buyers, but those first 2, we sold them basically 60 months after, or 60 days after putting them on the market, path to home ownership. So in my mind, there's a market for Fairfield Avenue for these houses with that much money down. So yeah, we have enough faith in it that we're going to go ahead and move forward with it. I don't have to make another payment for 12 months, so I've got time to renovate it and wait and get the perfect buyer in there. So, we're good. We're really good. 922 Prospect. Really, really cute house. Just right down the corner from 2440 Fairfield. 922 Prospect. We have $175,000 invested in this house. We've got it sold for $239,900. It is immaculate. Our guys did a heck of a job renovating it. Got it sold for $239,900. This one, the guys are doing an agreement for deed or in-house financing, owner financing. They had enough down to come in right there, which is 10% down. So 10% down, our rate, internal rate, guys, is usually 3% above the market rate. So right now, we're charging 8.99% interest for our in-house financing. Why would someone pay that and not go to the bank? They do it all day long. Either they don't want to work with the bank, the hassle factor, they can't qualify, they have an IRS lien, income is unverifiable, whatever the case may be. They join our program at 8.99%. Obviously, they know the rate because they have to sign off on it, and we fully disclose everything. So the payment summary, 10% down, 8.99%. You ever heard of a 40-year amortized loan? You have now. We offer 40 years because it gets the payment lower, just like you buy a vehicle for 30 or 72 months.
Yeah, but the interest over time is gonna go up.
What's going
The
to
interest
go up?
over time will go up over the 40-year amortization.
As far as 8.99 or what? Or how much interest they're paying?
You lock it in, right?
Well, I'm gonna put it in the form of a question.
Yes, sir.
If it's a 30-year amortization, you saying you're doing 40. So over time, the amount of money that the potential tenant or client, that they're paying more money over time for the extra 10 years.
Absolutely they are, yeah.
8.99.
Absolutely they are, yeah, absolutely.
That's
yes,
money in
sir.
your pocket.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Not as long as it's not coming from my pocket.
So you ain't gonna buy no house from me before you everything?
I might. Yeah, Robert.
Okay, are the payments they're making at that point reported to the credit agency to help know?
Yeah, we're not associated with the credit agent to report their payments. So what we do on the front end, we put them in touch with the mortgage broker, so that mortgage broker can identify what are their hurdles they need to come over. And so we ledger it and give that to the mortgage broker, so the mortgage broker knows that they've got this much down and making these on-time payments, and it helps them qualify. So we put them in touch with the mortgage broker up front to identify the hurdle. But yeah, we don't report to the credit bureau at all. It's just that down payment, they've been there for a while, then they only have to refinance it instead of getting a new loan, they can actually just do a refi. You got another question? No?
Excuse me, Roger, I have a quick question. With you taking those payments, do you service that debt yourself, or do you use a third-party company to take the payments process?
Yeah, that's a great question. We do it all in-house. Yeah, I mean, it's really not that difficult to manage these things. We receive the $39.95, pay the $2,100 a month underlying debt, and enjoy the use of the $1,700 a month positive cash flow. So we service everything in-house through our property management department. So in this scenario, there's 480 payments instead of 360. That's $1,663.71. Obviously, principal paid is $215, interest paid is $582. So Mr. Tommy, over 40 years, they're paying almost $800,000.
Yeah.
Same thing we do on our house, and we have finance, so we're paying a lot more for it than what we bought it for.
So just a quick question.
Yes.
Kind of piggybacking off what he asked. In a scenario where it's subject to, is it more preferable for you guys as an organization for the person whom you're taking over the payments for to have an online portal where your folks just kind of go online and pay that monthly?
Yeah, and that's exactly what we do. So what Larry was asking, how do we structure, how do we make those online payments? Whenever we buy it subject to from our seller, we get all their information, we get a mortgage statement and everything, and access to their online portal. And then when we get ready to make the payment, we just click, make a payment. They get an email that the payment's posted, we get an email that the payment's posted. So yeah, we do as much as we can through an online portal. And it also gives us access to cancel the homeowner's insurance, put a new landlord's policy, and that sort of thing. So yeah, everything's done online portal. If they don't have one set up, we'll set one up for them and then take that one. So again, that's a $239.9, 10% down. Obviously, it's going to be about $24,000. The amount financed is $215.9. And I'm sorry that screen jumped. I haven't been able to fix that. $1,663.71 a month. My underlying debt payment is $1,252. So I've got $410.97 a month positive cash flow for the first 20 years because my debt's a 20-year term. So for 20 years, I'm going to make $410.97. In 20 years, my tenant buyer is going to pay my debt off, and I'm going to have another 20 years of $1,663.71 coming in times 240. That's $497,000 in profit, guys. Basically about 98 here, about 399 there, something like that. That's pretty good. When you learn how to become the bank, guys, you're going to bank. That's why banks like being banks. That's why they got the columns and the marble floors and things like that. We love being the bank. I encourage you to learn how to be the bank. Either lease to own, owner financing, and any title company construction that owner finance notes for you. This is what Billy had to say. My fiance and I have good credit, good jobs with decent income. We unfortunately could not qualify with traditional financing because of our debt to income ratio is too high. Half of our income is from self-employment, and we didn't have 2 years of verifiable income. Katie, our property manager, gave us an opportunity to get out of the rentals and start putting our money towards our home versus giving that money to pay someone else's mortgage with our rent. We are grateful for the experience, and we're able to get into the home of our dreams, completely remodeled with all the best upgrades, granite, stainless steel appliances, an amazing ensuite master bathroom with a shower room. It's an amazing bathroom our guys built. Thank you for this opportunity. We'll forever be grateful. They're grateful that they're paying us $800,000 for this house, and we're grateful that they're paying us $800,000 for this house. 9650 Tammy Avenue, over in 7106 off of Linwood. We have a total investment of $160. We sold it for $214,900. Agreement for deed. Sweet little precious single mom named Stormy with 2 children. Been renting an apartment and was dying to get out of it. 10% down, 8.99%, 40-year amortization. She's making 480 payments at $14.90 a month. Principal paid, interest paid, total amount paid over 40 years, $715. So the house selling for $214.9, so 10% down, obviously $21.5. We're financing $193,410. $14.90 a month minus my debt payment of $11.45. We're making $345 a month times 240 months, 20 years, and in 20 years that debt will be paid off. We have another 20 years of $14.90 a month for 20 years, 240 payments coming in. A total upside profit on that was $440,000. Now guys, it does take us 40 years, you know, for all this money to come in. I'm 57, my sweet bride is 58, so you know, more than likely we'll be long gone, but you know, that's why you have children. Matter of fact, Proverbs 13:22, I think says a righteous man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So I tell my children, this is all for my grandchildren. You don't get anything. I'm planning on spending their inheritance. So yeah, this is generational, guys. This is generational money, generational assets that you can pass down.
Is there a prepayment penalty tied to this program?
No, we're not going to charge someone if they want to pay us early. Absolutely not.
And the whole time, the new owner is responsible for everything regarding the repairs and upkeep of the house, which kind of gives you the upside.
Great comment. So what Larry said is that the new owner is responsible for the maintenance and upkeep. Yeah, we guarantee the major systems for the first 30 days. Our guys have gone through it. Everything should work. If something doesn't work, let us know. We're going to fix it. To come day 31, your water heater explodes, your toilet overflows, congratulations. You're a homeowner in training, you get to fix your house just like I get to fix my house. So then our maintenance, our management comes simple. Receiving the income of $14.90, paying the underline of $11.45, and enjoying the use of the $3.45. You do a few of these a year, guys, it'll replace your W-2 income. Miss Stormy, the path to home ownership has been a godsend to me and my children. It took us from an apartment rental where I was paying way too much for something I would never own. Now I have a home that we call our home, can call our home. The process was easy and very fast. It was like moving into a brand new home that I didn't have to put money in to make it livable. Any questions I had were addressed immediately. Thanks to this program, I can rest easy knowing that my money is going to something that will be ours and never have to worry about a roof over our head. That is very important to a single mom. Isn't that precious, y'all? That's one of our whys right there. We love that, love those relationships and helping families transition from renter to homeowner. So basically, you guys, we deal with ugly houses, physically distressed properties, and we deal with pretty houses, financially distressed property owners. We have but 6 basic acquisition strategies, which are those. A lot of them are very creative in the way that we approach and the way that we present. A couple of more, 127 East McCormick that we've done over the past, Greenway Place, Shady Lane, Buena Vista and Marshall, and that's from that to that. One of our favorite things to do, guys, is knock down walls, put up headers. You can see a little header running across there, letting up the floor space. Every one of our renovations, guys, gets custom cabinets and granite countertops. We don't make our money by cheaping out the repairs. We make our money by how we buy. And then we can make them super nice and feel good about the product we're giving to our buyer. Bathroom renovations, that one has some shiplap in there. This is a burnout we did a couple of years ago. McAdoo, went from that to that. Our property manager, Katie, is my little daughter. She actually bought this as her first home. It appraised for 136, she bought it for 132. Mom and Dad gifted her the down payment money, so now she's 19 and owns her first home, and she's tickled to death as are we. That's a pretty good transformation right there. 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, just a cute little starter home. That's 2760 Fairfield. That's what it looked like when we started. It's the big, beautiful white one now. 2440 Fairfield, Amelia, on and on and on, guys. You know, we love quality properties, quality areas, quality assets, quality people. And guys, this model works anywhere there's houses. That's just about everywhere. It works anywhere there's houses. If you guys move or retire or get relocated and you do this business, you can do it anywhere there's houses, which is absolutely everywhere. So it's absolutely a do-it-yourself business. That's just a few examples of some creative things that we've done just as recently as this past week, along with a few others that we currently own. Guys, we're only limited by how creatively we can think. This is a great business model. Those are some big numbers. Those numbers will change your life. Those numbers will change the life of your children and your grandchildren. We're talking about generational wealth, where you can give and support my brother's a pastor. He's going on a Mexico mission trip. Leaving Thursday from Dallas, they were $1,800 shy for what they needed. It was so easy, thank the Lord, for us to write that check to them to fund their budget so they can go. It gives you the ability to do that, guys. That's really where the true value is. And you know, the money's great. We all want the money, but it's the freedom that the money creates. The freedom to go and give and move and be. It's just like, you know, when you go to buy a drill bit, you don't want the drill bit, you want the hole, right? Real estate provides you not the money, but the money provides the freedom, and that's what we all want. That was pretty quick, guys. Any questions on any of that? Just to kind of give you an idea of what's out there available. Any questions?
How do you find the people who are willing to do something?
The sellers. How do I find the sellers? These ads in these magazines that we run, you know, we do postcards. Honestly, most of our deals now come from realtors. We had an event last October the 8th at a big soiree at Margaritaville. We invited a bunch of realtors in. And we're always courting realtors. We love aligning ourselves with professionals in the business because they know the market out there. And we ask them for pocket listings, problem properties, properties that the seller doesn't have enough equity to hire you. There's too many repairs. They don't have enough time. It doesn't fit your traditional listing agreement. Give us a shot at it. If we're able to buy it, we'll pay you a very handsome referral fee for that. And so a lot of our leads come from realtors or ads or us just, you know, connecting with the community and expanding the brand. Any other questions, y'all? I know there's gonna be some questions. I was completely confused with this. Dazzle you to death.
I just put on mine on the blue card.
There you go. Yes, sir.
I have a comment I wanted to make.
Yes.
I know you said you don't report any rent-to-own payments to any of the credit bureaus, but you can go to Rent Reporters or Rental Karma and allow your clients to sign up themselves, and they can send the information to you. So whenever you pay, it will show that information and it will track a 24-month history. So it'll fast track their credit score going up, so they'll be able to refinance quicker, so you can get cash out.
Rental Karma, what's the name of the other one?
Rent Reporters.
Rent Report. And see, guys, it's that little nugget right there. It's that little nugget right there that pays for your membership, 120 bucks a year. I mean, I didn't know that. I've been in the business for 20 years. That's huge. That's a great benefit for our buyers. Thank you, Marcus, for that. You can bet we'll be checking into that this week. Rental Karma or Rent Report? Rent what? Reporters, thank you. Is that Karma with a C or Karma with a K?
With KH.
Thank you.
You said KH?
KHARMA.
And they sign up themselves.
They can sign up themselves. I want to say it may have gone up now because a lot of people are using it. It used to be like either $24.99 or $49.99 for the year, and they'll report on time. The day you make that payment, either 24 to 48 hours later, they report. And it'll help them fast track their credit so they can get traditional finance and refinance out of it and cash out much quicker.
Very good. That's great information. Thank you. Guys, anyone else? Questions? Press, would you kind of give us a rundown, please, of who's coming in next month to speak with us? Speak to us. Thank you.
Has anyone ever heard of prepaid legal? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The question is, does anyone here have a personal attorney? Personal attorney, you call him for everything. He doesn't bill you because he likes you or whatever the case is. Nobody has those?
Unless they're married to one.
I was about to say yes, and you said you don't have to pay.
Yeah. Well, insurance is something that's better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it, okay? Prepaid legal used to be the name of the company. The company now is called Legal Shield. And they provide legal services in every state in the United States and Canada. And basically what you're dealing with is a product that works for you in whatever situation you might have. Pick up the phone and call about a family situation, a real estate situation. Matter of fact, I'll just give you a quick one. We own a property management company. One of the owners, I showed him my property management agreement, and in that he pointed out that while he was willing to indemnify us with regard to the tenant, property, so on and so forth, he wasn't going to indemnify us personally. Whether we committed an act of commission or act of omission, and we would be guilty of something, he wanted the right to sue us, right? 25 years I've been using this lease agreement, first time. I went home, called my attorney, and I have him listed in my phone as my attorney. I told him the situation. He said, send me the document, I'll review it and offer you some different language that may help that gentleman use your lease agreement. I didn't have to pay for that. I pay $30 a month, $1 a day for that attorney to do that. Represent you in court, traffic tickets, whatever it might be. You have a situation in Mississippi and you're in Louisiana, you get a ticket in Mississippi, you don't have to go back to Mississippi because your provider law firm does business in Mississippi on your behalf. This product is, we've had it 25 years. I've probably used it 200 times. Okay? I don't know how people really deal with the situations that they have to deal with without having something like this in your pocket. There are attorneys in Shreveport-Bossier that if you call them, they're part of prepaid legal shield now. They won't tell you to go get a legal shield plan. They'll tell you, yeah, you can come in, I'll represent you, so on and so forth, at $300 an hour. That's what they'll tell you. You call the provider law firm in Alexandria, Louisiana, and they send you to that attorney on a referral basis. That attorney is responsible for giving you a 25% discount off of his rate, whatever that might happen to be. Does anybody like discounts?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you really don't want a discount because you can really afford $300 an hour. Okay. Diane Klein's is a, excuse me, I don't know if she's a multi-million-dollar ring earner at this point. She was a $100,000 ring earner 15 years ago when we were involved. And I don't sell, personally, I need to tell you, I don't sell legal insurance. Legal insurance sells itself. I'm not a salesman. I don't hawk Legal Shield. Okay? People hear it, they ask about it, they go on the website, they get it. Okay? And then Diane's going to tell you how you can get paid for opening your mouth to somebody else about Legal Shield.
All right.
Roger talked about legacy income. We get checks on work we did 20 years ago. It's kind of like being retired military. I've been retired longer than I was active duty and they still pay.
Amen.
That's pretty good.
That's awesome.
Okay, thank
Guys,
you.
that's gonna be a good meeting next month. Y'all need to be here for that.
I think
As y'all
so.
know, we live in a very litigious society. People will sue you for no reason at all. And so that's, insurance is just transfer of risk. When you pay insurance, you're transferring the risk to the insurance company and they pick up the tab. So if you look at insurance transfer of risk, it makes more dollar and cent sense, at least it does for me. Thank you, Press. We're really looking forward to Miss Diane coming in next month, the third Monday of next month. Guys, any questions, any slides we want to go back over, or anything I can provide beyond this evening, guys, let me know. I do this full time. I love it. Happy to provide it. If there's nothing else, we want suggestions over here, guys, please. You win $100 in November. If there's nothing else, tell your friends and family about next month. We'd love to have you back, okay? Thank y'all.
I just wanted to say too, I don't know where everybody is tonight, but please tell somebody for next month and bring them with you if you have to.
Yeah.
She's used to thousands being in an audience when she speaks.
Yeah, we want to have a good show.
We will have a good showing.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Bring a bunch of lawyers.
That would be
I'm going to invite one. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, that's definitely not something you want to miss. I'm looking forward to that myself. But thank y'all.
Okay, thank you, Ronald.